Good morning. I said morning, and welcome to the pregame, man. I'm your boy, Shawn Xavier, alongside my man, the storyteller. And this is the Hot Seat Podcast, presents football talk, streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Today is October 29th, 2023. Of course, as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. And be sure to subscribe to the show, man, on YouTube at the Hot Seat Podcast. Welcome back for another fun Sunday, man.
Man.
If y'all wondering, storyteller, man, he's out on location, getting a good quick weekend in. So don't mind the bed in the background. It's made.
Hey, man. Trying to bring in Hershey PA to y'all real quick.
Oh man, if you guys just joined the show for the first time, man, this is where we come in and we give our unprofessional football analysis from the college realms, NFL, pro football, our picks, all of our, traditional unfiltered conversation or whatever else we think about, man. So let's get right on into it for our college football recap, man.
Hey, real quick before we go into that. So, we got the continental breakfast and everything going on here. So go downstairs and stuff. And remember, I'm in Hershey, PA. You expect to see all the Eagle stuff, but you know what I get to see?
Giant stuff?
People walking around with the Giant stuff. And
of course,
a woman had the Hakeem Nicks jersey on. I said, "Oh, that's a fan. That's a fan right there. They ain't just to go out. Let me go get a jersey, John. That is particularly. I've been with this team. Shout out to Hakeem Nicks, what we used to call New York Knicks. So yeah, I felt good.
That's what I'm talking about. See, he wanted to show off. He wanted to show off for a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Now let's get into our college football recap. Oh man, it was a good Saturday. My Canes had me stressing out the entire game. They did end up winning in overtime over UVA. I thought UVA was about to pull a back-to-back upset because last week they did beat ranked North Carolina, and this week, even though Miami's unranked and they haven't been worthy of being ranked, it was real close for them losing yesterday. But it's wild what I see out there. Tyler Van Dyke seems to be regressing. The offense looks, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on down there, man. I have no idea. Our biggest one is, I guess you saw Oklahoma upset Kansas 38-33, bro. 38-33. They upset number 6 Oklahoma, and I feel like I've seen this movie before. Like, isn't like every year Oklahoma is like undefeated, and something happens where either they end up into like a playoff, game, or they end up into like a really big matchup, and then they end up getting upset. It's like the same thing every single year, forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you watch any football this weekend?
I didn't particularly watch. I had to catch recaps because I said, I'm up here in Hershey on these rides, but
right.
But yeah, I know for me, if I'm picking one out, that was a big upset, of course.
Right.
But it's kind of a continuation of what we went on last week. Even though they won, USC 50, California 49.
Right.
And you want a percentage of of a team going into the NFL. He threw 2 touchdowns. He did throw for 369, but 50-49 USC over California. So just putting it out there, not to hate on anybody, but yeah.
Their defense has been suspect all season though. Like we talk about Colorado's lack of defense at times. USC, their defense is rough. Like if you look at the stat breakdown, it was, out of the first quarter, it was 17-14. And then Cal came around and they put up 14 unanswered to go into halftime. So they were actually down 28-17 going in. They made some adjustments and such. But yeah, their defense ain't been it like all season.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why they have 2 losses because they've lost 2 games. Their defense didn't show up. And Caleb Williams has had some games this season that he hasn't been very well. He didn't play well. I guess he's built a resume at this point now where it doesn't matter what he does unless he really, really, really turns into a pumpkin. He's going to be okay. going into the draft and potentially win that Heisman trophy. But I think for me, what's still going on there, Michael Penix Jr., man, out of Washington. The
That was
undefeated,
a good game too.
Washington, yeah, they're still undefeated. Michael Penix is still leading the league in passing yards. And I don't know what that means for him as far as the next level, because even with the Caleb Williams hype, I don't hear a lot of conversation about him either, though. Like Mike, I mean, as far as onto the next level, they don't even mention his name. But I don't know.
I wonder why, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
keep that going.
yeah.
I digress. I digress. Hey, let me give a quick shout out to a team that we haven't really spoke about on here, but they are undefeated. Air Force, bro.
Yeah.
Air Force
Yeah.
undefeated. Going into the week, what, they ranked 19 or something like
19.
that.
Yep. Yeah.
Going up against Colorado State, 30-13. Mainly no Colorado State off the game being played against Colorado, but still, just the fact that Air Force probably going to crack maybe the top 15 now. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Shout out to Air Force. I know you don't want to hear that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got time for it. No, but I will give a shout out, man, to hometown though. Since they made that change over into the big, to the big leagues, James Madison, man. They are currently undefeated. They're ranked number 25 in the country. They have some dope wins throughout the year. I know they play in some lesser competition in some cases, but they do have a win over UVA. Yeah. And they've been good for a long time before they even came over to the FBS. They got some work to do for them to get a really good bowl game. They won't make a playoff. We know that's not happening. But they haven't lost. I saw a stat. They have won, I think, something like 11 or 12 games straight going back to last season. So
I didn't know that.
I love seeing it, man. They're on a pretty good winning streak right now. So, shout out to JMU, man, doing that thing. So, which is pretty dope. I like seeing even like ODU and those guys there. They've been building those programs slowly but surely. But again, it takes a while for those smaller places to get up there. But the fact that they're 25, I mean, they cracked the top 25 in FBS. Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah,
mind you,
that's big.
A UCLA team is 23, and they beat Colorado. Colorado took another L this past weekend.
Yeah. But that what? That is what we were talking about before. You need to give them at least a year or two. At least a year, especially Shador needs to stay. Just play one more year within there.
Right.
Because he needs a line. They need to address that line. He was getting killed yesterday. I forgot the stats on how many hurries and sacks they had, but it was ridiculous. And then he was injured. He got injured. So I don't know if it was a groin injury or something. It just seemed like his mobility wasn't there. But yeah, it's tough to see. And they were keeping him in the game and everything. I know he threw a touchdown late, but yeah.
He's been sacked. He's been sacked 34. I think they saw the stat like 34 times this season. Mind you, they've only played 8 games. 8 games they played, and 34 times. He's out there getting sacked like Sam Howell is for Commanders. It's insane. Like that's and they taking hits too. So that's you want like you said, you want him to stay because you don't want to end up starting building bad habits to know he's no longer looking at the route. Now he's looking at the pass rush, and then that can turn him. That can really affect his ability to develop as a quarterback. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, there's certain things that you got to figure out. We always discuss it as a quarterback. It's more than just having a strong arm or even fast feet or anything else like that. It's to putting the whole thing together, having the mindset and being able to see that field correctly. I will always take a smart quarterback over somebody that has a stronger arm any day. I can have a conversation with anybody on that. It's been proven. So with him, I think especially moving up in ranks, going over to Colorado, seeing some of these teams that are much quicker, that are designed specifically to go against him throughout the year. They're going to keep on getting stronger and stuff like that. I think it's key that he's able to sit back and learn. But also, you got to tread lightly because you're playing for your father. And, he's going to throw him out there to the wolves. And that's where it has to kind of be eased back because I'm telling you, at certain parts of that game, I was like, man, he's about to be out next week. because they were coming, man. They were coming. I did see that in that game.
It's speaking of a conversation. Let's get right into this. Your team.
Yep.
Michigan, bro. Football, lies, and videotape. So if you guys have been paying attention, and oddly enough, I've been watching what I think is more college football overall than I've done in previous years. Instead of my own teams, I've been watching a lot. And I guess, since we've been doing football talk so much. And maybe because certain networks are trying to touch the situation as much. Because any other year, I feel like you would have saw this on every network show from, corner to corner. But it's a lot happening in Michigan. It started off the season with Jim Harbaugh being suspended. Suspension that was self-imposed by Michigan. He was out, 3 games, 4 games?
3 games.
3 games. And for alleged recruiting improprieties. But now we jump in. Now, first we thought that we're talking about this whole sign stealing thing. Apparently, a ex-Michigan assistant of some sort was, they would say they were videotaping call sheets, and then you look at a little deeper, he was actually flying to upcoming opponents' games and recording their games. And apparently, there is a rule that you can't go to another opponent's game and record their games and such. And then I just saw something now with one of their ex-assistant coaches being fired. And now the FBI's gotten involved. And then I saw the most recent thing, because I think now, usually when you see this, you see coaches, well, if things start to get a little hectic in the NCAA space and they already have some good grounding, they end up moving over to the NFL. But I saw something that said that even if pretty much the end of him going to the NFL won't kind of have him escape what's going on with the NCAA, because they're saying that he could still serve some type of suspension, whatever that means. What's your take, man? It's a lot going on, man. What's your take, man?
Let me try to be unbiased, but also at the same time be blunt. Do I think something happened that probably crossed whatever lines, ethical lines, whatever lines they put out there? Yes. You can already see the guy that is at the games. Do I know if Harbaugh knew and stuff like that? I'm 50-50 on it. Probably knew. I mean, it is somebody within the team that was standing beside him during certain games. So, don't act like he was like a person folding towels in the back that was going to the games. This is a person that you definitely knew. But on a deeper side of it, once again, still being unbiased, you notice, and it's something that you let off with, there's not a big conversation about this.
It's not.
And the reason why there's not a big conversation, do you know why? Because everybody's doing it.
That's typically.
And if you want me to be blunt about it, it's because everybody's doing it, bro. Right. Remember last week we were sitting back talking about, why doesn't college football have the mics and everything and the helmet, so you don't even have the sign stealing? Right. Well, one of the biggest reasons that was going around, because everybody was just like you off your comment, why isn't there a bigger buzz? And even the people that you see interviewed, besides like a handful, the coaches go, it's not a big deal. Deion was like, it's not a big, even if they know the play, they got to stop the play. There's sometimes when a player is going to get the ball over and over again because he's been killing you all game, you still can't stop him. Right. And he said, you know how fast a relay has to be, even if you know the play, and be able to call in, switch your whole defense around and everything like that. He's like, shoot, if somebody could do that, they're talented. It ain't about cheating. Yes. They're talented. Yes. It's not like you pressing a button on Xbox or PlayStation and automatically your formation just switches. Everybody has to talk. So there's an art to that. But the reason why they don't have all that, and you don't see all these coaches stepping up and stuff and hating on it, is because they're doing it. The reason why you don't have headphones in the helmets is because they are sign stealing. And if you take that out, so what I compare it to be very honest with you, is like playing cards at a casino. Yep. And they always told you about counting cards. Mm-hmm. And if they catch you, yes, you could be thrown out that casino. But does that mean nobody does it? I mean, shoot, we're spades players on here. Do we not count what's been played and stuff? Oh, I know they only got like 2 more spades left. That comes from the expertise of playing the game. So I think they went off the realm with the fact that how many games this guy's went to throughout the years and him sitting up there. I mean, damn, just out in plain sight, just doing what he's doing. Yeah, there has to be something that comes down. But do I take it as if he's the one-off of everybody else? No, but he got caught. So something
Right.
has to happen. So I'll just kind of put it in that way. How you feel about it?
It's this feels like something to where, and this goes back to when the university self-imposed the suspension for the recruiting improprieties, and I feel like the NCAA was like they wanted more. They wanted more skin.
But they want
Off of
control, yeah.
Jim Harbaugh's back, and because this stuff ain't just happened. Because the sign stealing thing goes back, if I'm correct, a couple of seasons. It goes back, so it ain't just pop up this
I think
year.
it's
So
2 or
all of a
3,
sudden,
yep.
right? So all of a sudden, this pops up right now. It's one of those things where, and not to go too far in the weeds, it's like one of those things where, and the Deshaun Watson situation is 2 different
I'm
things,
glad
I
you said
guess.
that. No,
But
I know where you're going with it.
they were those issues with him goes back several seasons, but all of a sudden they didn't pop up until he requested a trade from Houston.
Add something to that. They
Right.
knew for a couple of seasons.
Yes, they knew. Yes,
They knew.
So they knew this, and then he requested to get out of there, and all of a sudden this starts to get leaked out. Jim Harbaugh, whatever the case, I guess he probably thumbed his nose at it. He might have said something to the long lines of, I don't know Jim Harbaugh, but just seeing his demeanor, be like, "Hey, y'all trying to come after me for this? Well, we got NIL going on. Y'all like I'm the only one doing this." And part of that comes with the success. I don't think the NCAA and maybe other conferences, they don't really like Jim Harbaugh. There's no secret. There's a lot of team or coaches who don't like him. They don't like the way he goes about it. And his level
they don't
of
like
success.
him for the same reason they don't like Dion. Besides his color. I gotta be blunt in that sense. But
he's just successful. He does his thing his way. And he's been successful at the NFL level. He's been successful at the NCAA level. I mean, what you talking about? You're talking about Stanford. I mean, when he's gone to places, his teams have produced potential.
And not too many people can do that, by the way. That's not a thing to slide over.
Yes.
There's not too many people that have been successful in both coaching wise.
Yeah.
And when I say successful, like at the top tiers in both.
So I'm gonna do something here that is a first time for football talk, as I realize something that is happening right in front of me. But this is a live stream. So I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes because I realized that my iPad is dying right before my very eyes. And I'm looking at, I'm like, and it's like this. So I'm like, all right.
Commercial break.
We'll be we'll be right back, man. Oh my gracious. This is insane. Oh, and we back. Oh man. If you're saying something, you're muted.
So the NCAA got us. They're
Oh.
like, you ain't gonna talk about our lawsuit.
Man,
This is like Gary was saying.
It was I looked up and I saw the thing come up. It was like, you got 5%. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, it's not plugged in. Dear Lord, dear Lord.
See?
Shout out to
That's
Gary.
it. Brought to you by Story Punch.
So, man, before we move on, man, like I said, the other side of that, like I said, I'm curious to see how this Michigan situation is going to unfold and what's going to happen with this. Like I said, with the FBI and everybody being a part of it, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But again, to your point, they are everybody's doing something, man. Everybody's doing something.
Like I said, they gotta be able to switch it, which they can easily do. But there has to be a reason why they haven't done this already. Right. And a lot of people are just bringing up because other people do it. Maybe not to the extreme of where Michigan did it. That's why I said, I always tell y'all there should be a penalty for stupidness.
Right.
And for how blatant you were out there. I mean, I know it's my team, but hey, throw it down on them. Like, that was stupid. It's easy to track. It's easy to see you. You're throwing up phones. Like it was very stupid. But are they the only school to do it? No.
Not at all. Not at all. All I say, Coach Harbaugh, hey man, just pull up your dickies and get ready for a lot of stuff. He wore those dickies, man.
See that? Well, welcome to the show, Earl.
There you go. Welcome, sir. Welcome, you guys. Again, man, welcome to the Hot Tea Podcast presents Football Talk live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. It is the pregame to the pregame, and I appreciate you guys tapping in with us. So, of course, we're going from our college football recap right on over to our football side, man. And first and foremost, we got to go in and talk about that Thursday night game that happened. I'm gonna say it like this: the Bills, that window that the Bills had going on for them, that junk it ain't closed shut, but it ain't really. It's like a crack right now, based off how they're doing, man.
Are they? Do y'all still think that they're good?
I think they're good. Yeah.
I mean, do y'all still think that this is the Bills of 2 years ago?
Oh no.
Well, remember, I'm the person that kind of rode with them the last 3 years at least, picking them and everything to go to the championship at least. Right. And I came into this year just like I told y'all. I said, I think one of the things, even though they want to throw all this on Josh Allen, they know exactly who Josh Allen is. You're basically trying to tell him not to be him, which is going to be pretty hard to do. Yeah. But the other thing is they don't have the depth to me. They just don't. You know, after you get past what's his name out there?
Come on, Diggs.
Wide receiver wise. Yeah, after you get past him, what are we talking about? I mean, I know y'all brought up Gabriel Davis, and he's good, you know, but for us betting, we know he's getting like 50 to 60.
Well, I only go 25. I only go 25 with him.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Think about it. We're betting mines and we're going 25, maybe 40. That ain't a game changer. that ain't scaring me on the other side. You know, they got a couple tight ends out there and stuff like that. They don't have a running back besides.
I mean, they
don't use them like that.
No, they
don't use them like that.
Yeah, they don't.
He been getting like 40, 50 yards.
That's not a game changer.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's not a game changer, but we're not going to downgrade. Like he's
no. This is what I want. Okay, I'm looking at the stats right now. Last week, he had 13. Hold on, he had 13 carries for 56 yards. Cool, that's cool. But you just came in asking me, do we think they're where they should be and where they're at? Could they upgrade that position very easily? Yes. Could they get a second receiver? Yes.
Their scheme
or somebody in the slot, something.
Their scheme
part of
doesn't lend to them doing it. Yeah, their scheme doesn't lend to them even getting a better running back. You could put any running back there, I feel, and for whatever reason, their scheme does not lend to them running the ball. Like teams, it's this thing where once you get this all-world quarterback, and not too many teams have it, but they just throw everything else out the window. They just like, hey, look, we're going to give you a good receiver, maybe a dynamic player here, and go do it for us. So the team is incomplete, in my opinion. Like they don't, when things break down, it's like, hey, Josh, go do something for us. And if Josh, and that's when he started taking chances and stuff like that, man.
I'm coming in with the bet in mind, and this is where Earl should be able to chime in very easily. All right. And it's the fact that when we go through and we place our bets and stuff, our parlays and stuff, we know when we get to the Bills, we're doing two things.
Right.
We're doing for Josh Allen. We're doing it for Stephon Diggs. And then besides that, you may throw, like you were saying, 25 yards on a Cook. You may throw 25 yards on a Gabriel Davis. But once again, that may get you that quick bet. Yeah. But then you think in your mind, is that changing the game? No. So there's only two players that you're looking at on that whole squad, championship squad, that you're going, yeah, okay, I can bet on this each and every week. And that's how I kind of look at it. You know, unless somebody else could tell me different, I just don't see it.
But let me ask you this. Is it the offense or is it the defense?
Honestly, I think it's the coaching. If we want to know, if you want me to place a finger on one thing, I think the team has been there, but I think it's the coaching, and they don't have the depth. But that once again goes to the coaching and ownership because they're just not pulling the people in exactly where they should be. But you know, of course, what's his name's been out year after year, Von Miller.
Yeah,
you know. But besides that, they don't got the depth. But once again, that goes back to coaching and ownership. So if you want me to place one finger on one thing, it's honestly the coaching.
It's the coaching. Okay.
And because they don't have that one thing outside of Josh Allen. And even then, if you throw all your chips into that one.
Diggs.
No. This is what I'm saying. They don't have that one thing that your team needs, like you can hang your hat on. Like if you look at Kansas City right now, Kansas City, outside of, of course, Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they just got a bunch of players. But this year, believe it or not, their identity is their defense, is their coaching and their defense. The defensive side. Yeah. So they got that. Then you look at Philly. They got a whole mindset from GM coaching now, but they are a physical squad. They are a very physical team. Like Buffalo doesn't have that one thing, that their identity is Josh Allen, for better or for worse. If he's off, it's a wrap for them. If he's on, then you see the things that he does. Thing is, how long can you do that before, you realize you just bang your head against the wall and not doing and not get anything going? Because look at the games to where, case in point, again, it was a great game. That epic playoff game against Kansas City, Josh Allen did his thing. But who let him down? The defense, the secondary. Remember, they gave that whole little soliloquy at the end, and they were like, because people were jumping on them. It's just this year they don't have anything really. Like I said, Von Miller's been out. The defense has been good when they've been healthy or when they played there, but they just lost to the Pats, bro. The Pats went in and really just gave it to them. So
who has a defense though? Don't sleep on them. They definitely have a defense.
Yeah, but that being the case, they should be able to. They should have won that game. If you go by the makeup of Buffalo,
no, I hear you on that.
Yeah. So
yeah, the only thing is, with these teams, even the teams that don't have that great of a record, I don't want people to come in just sleeping on them. And sometimes they're sleeping on these teams, and the Pats can beat anybody when they bring their A game. What I mean, as far as not turning the ball over on offense, their defense is going to hang with anybody.
Yeah,
I agree.
So they have a chance. Yeah, they have a chance.
So going from that, man. So let's ask this. So the MVP this season, and we asked that question: will that real MVP please stand up? And I feel like it's moved, different ways this season. What you got? Who you guys got, man? Is your MVP so far?
Shit, I might have to give it to Patty.
Okay.
I had to give it to Patty. I mean, he's like I said. I mean, I think what you got to understand from Pat Mahomes' perspective, like again, coaching is is a factor. He has a tight end. He got the best tight end. Might have like the best receiver, in the game potentially. And he's Patrick Mahomes, but he don't really have he don't have depth on that receiving core. Like he got a lot of players, like there's a lot of receivers, but can't nobody on here tell you who the number 2 is. And I don't think nobody in the league could tell you who that number 2 is. So given what he does,
when you say number 1, we're talking about Kelce as
Kelce.
Right?
Kelce is
okay.
I was like, but that's why I said he's like the best receiver. So
I got you.
He doesn't have a number 2. And you know what game that I really gave him respect on, even though they lost? The first game of the season when they didn't have Travis Kelce, because he put that team on his back. You know what I'm saying? And kept them in that game. But you clearly saw that without a target, like that consistent, safety net, like he was, it didn't matter how good you are as a quarterback, he just couldn't get it done. But I would say, like, given all things, I would say him. He's been a beast. My next runner up, y'all might not agree. It's going to be AJ Brown. Because AJ Brown been snapping. He's been giving you damn near 100 yards every game. I think nothing less than 80 yards a game.
Okay. Let me I jump in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So a couple of mine have already been mentioned within the chat. One, I don't believe one hasn't. So I'll go with the 2 that have been mentioned. I definitely had Tyreek Hill up there. You're talking 53 receptions, 902 receiving yards. So he's going to break probably 1,000 today. 7 touchdowns. He's a game changer, man. He's a game changer. Now, let me lead into this though, in saying we all know that this is a QB award. All right, just like the Heisman in college, this is a QB award. Absolutely. So, do I think these people are going to get it? Probably not, because they're going to attach these players outside of a QB to the QB somehow, even on the defensive side somehow. So we're talking Tyreek Hill. They're going to be talking Tua. But I believe Tyreek Hill is the game changer there. Just like he was in KC. Even though you had Kelce there, Tyreek Hill was a game changer there. No matter where he goes, you're scared and you're trying to figure out everything on defense to stop this guy. And once again, guess what you can't do? Stop this guy. Because if you give the quarterback, no matter who it is, at least about 4 seconds, he's gone. It's a wrap. You're not staying with him. And he breaks his route running and everything. And most of the time when we talk about quick receivers, what do we talk about? They don't have good hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He got
hands.
Yeah. So that's him. I got another one that's been mentioned, which is let me go to it. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson throwing for over 1,600 yards 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And I've always said this, you know, and everybody knows this, honestly. The Ravens go as far as Lamar goes, period. That's it. I don't know if I could think of one player besides maybe Mahomes that is as important to a team, one individual, as he is. You take him off that team, are we even talking about the Ravens? And we got Eric on here, and that's a diehard fan. He knows that. He knows if certain things went a certain way this offseason and he didn't resign with them, we wouldn't be talking about it at all. I don't care who you throw on that team. All right. So Lamar definitely got to give him his props. And then lastly, somebody that nobody has brought up yet, but I'm telling you, he's a game changer. And maybe he might not even pad the stats in this type of way, even though I think his stats are going to be up there. But you want to talk about a one-man wrecking crew? Give Myles Garrett his credit, man. Myles Garrett wins games by his damn self. You haven't seen that on the defensive side in a while. Myles Garrett is a wrecking crew. 16 tackles, 7.5 sacks so far, 3 forced fumbles. But even more than that, we have watched games by the Browns where they don't even have a quarterback back there because the ones they got, you just don't know what the hell is going on. Right. But they are always in the game because of that one man by himself. So you got to give Myles Garrett credit. Once again, I'm going to end the same way I started. All these people I mentioned are probably going to win the MVP because they are not quarterbacks. But should they be MVP? Oh, well, no, Lamar Jackson is. So Lamar may be up there for it, but they'll find a way to hate on him, saying he's whatever they'll say. But the other two, I think, are definitely deserving right now.
Agreed.
He's my MVP right now, and if he wins it, it validates the money that he was paid, and it shuts a lot of people up. Is Lamar Jackson. He has been, usually when you see this happen for some, for players that people like, if they had any question about how much they pay him, they're waiting for the other shoe to fall. Well, the only thing that was falling was those passes that he was throwing to receivers in a couple of games that they were dropping. I have to be perfectly honest. Like, for everybody who has not watched Lamar Jackson until he got to Baltimore, I challenge you, because YouTube is a great place as long as you go for the good stuff. Go and watch him play at Louisville. I watched him play at Louisville because, of course, he played against, my Canes and stuff when he was there. Lamar Jackson is a player as dynamic of a runner and everything he is. He prefers, and he says it himself, but you can watch, he prefers to pass, to play in the pocket. It was the reason his mom told the coach, my baby is a quarterback. And I'm loosely quoting that because they try to make him a running back. He said, no, hell no, he's a quarterback. And that's what he is. That's what he is. You just have to make sure everybody else has to do their thing around him. And at the same time, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, he's going to take the ball in his own hands, do it. You talking about Myles Garrett being a wrecking crew.
Right.
We see it a couple of games where Lamar Jackson was like, you know what, fuck it. If y'all ain't gonna catch the ball, if y'all don't get open, I'm gonna
do it myself.
Bruh.
Do it myself.
The fact that he stayed,
you win or die by him.
9 seconds in the pocket, waiting for something to open. That is insane. That is insane. But here's the thing that right now, that is critical.
I didn't even think about that.
Who's CMC?
Chris McCaffrey.
That's a good one, Eric.
Chris McCaffrey.
Oh
yeah. You're right.
Now, I give you that one. I give you that one. And you see what's happening with the 49ers right now, with that being the case.
Yeah.
So
you know what?
How we forget about
definitely.
How we forget about Chris?
And to bring that full circle,
we're the unprofessional.
White chocolate.
We are. Since he said it and bringing it back down around what you guys said, the players, this at this point, even though it's not going to change, it should no longer be a quarterback award because all these players outside of Lamar Jackson are making these quarterbacks look like MVPs. Tyreek Hill.
Tell the league that.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey is not making Brock Purdy like an MVP, but Christian McCaffrey should get that award. That's what I mean. Myles Garrett. These guys are making their teams look good. And that's the thing that they gotten away from. Go ahead.
Real quick, just pulled it up. Christian McCaffrey, 125 rushing attempts, almost 600 yards, 598 to be exact, and 8 rushing touchdowns. That's rushing touchdowns, so he probably has more receiving.
And not to mention, he has a touchdown, 16, 17 games straight. So if you want to bet, he's almost a lot.
The thing that I worry about, and this is going away from the MVP conversation, but it's something that you just brought up about his usage. As smart as Kyle Shanahan is, his smarts kind of like diminish by the way that he utilizes his teams. And follow me on this. When you build a team and then their whole mantra is to be the most physical team out there, to hit you like this here, that wears on the body. If you look at how much Christian McCaffrey is used, or Debo, hell, even their O-line, and it's not like, yes, they got to play, but if you just look how they play, yes, they're going to out-physical you more times than not. But you also think about, man, how is that going to wear by the time you get to the end of the season? See what I'm saying? Like, if you look every year that San Fran has been up there, they've hit that patch to where they got people dropping like flies because they play hard, they play fast, but then to the point I was saying last week, Earl, they're not a deep team. Right. So what happens is when you lose one of those stalwart players, it's either all or nothing. Right. And now they're back in the space now. They got Sam Darnold potentially. Well, no, potentially playing.
Here we go. He also has 26 receptions, 228 yards, gets about 9 yards on average just receiving, and he scored 3 touchdowns receiving. So throw that on top of the rushing.
It's crazy. Crazy.
It's still you got a point. Yeah, you got a point.
Absolutely, man. It's great. So that being the case, so you have those MVPs here, but there are some teams out there that may still be in the thick of things, whether they selling on the season or they're trying to be like Philadelphia and trying to compete with them. That's because you saw they got Kevin Byard that they traded for. So trade deadline comes up 4 p.m. Tuesday.
How are they doing
the endless budget?
How would it, like, somebody need to investigate this, because I'm trying to understand.
Listen, the Eagles have a bigger budget than our whole government. You hear me? They can't get their budget right. But the Eagles somehow add every player known to man on their team.
Bro, yes. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense, because I'm trying to understand. And we can't dump Leonard Williams. Get the fuck out of here.
But like, don't get into us, because since Shawn just said that, we don't even know how to lose right. You know what I mean? We about to have a losing season. All of a sudden, here comes Savior Tyrod.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Since we on that real quick, that's the first. He's the first black quarterback to win a game for the Giants. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't. Howie Roseman, bro, is right now the GOAT of GMs. I don't know,
bro,
how he does it. Now I know he's not signing people to crazy contracts. He is getting guys who maybe at the end of it. I didn't even look at the Kevin Byard situation. But what he does is, and I don't see how hard. Well, one part of this, you have to have a stable organization to do this stuff, because you can get who you want, or want who you want. But if your organization isn't a stable one and you're not in contention, you can offer what you want, and that player's like, yo, I don't want to go play there. Like, I don't want to play there. But that being the case, man, they see a need. Like, I believe he watches the games, he sees a need and say, how can we fix this? That Kevin Byard trade happened after the game against the Dolphins, in which they won. But it was that one particular play. I think it was Tyreek Hill. I think they caught that touchdown in the back corner, and the safeties got beat. I want to say it was Tyreek. It might have been somebody else. Right after that, the game, a couple days after, now they're going for Kevin Byard. So he saw a need, and they went after it. You got teams that will go all year, know there's an issue, shout out to the Washington Commanders, and will not lift a finger to fix it.
What you talking about? You act like there's a team out there that knows that they need an offensive line and doesn't know how to pick up offensive linemen.
Exactly.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
And that's crazy. I mean, and it's crazy because but I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, because their team and the success that they've had, like, it's easier, I feel like, to make those trades. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's They gave
especially
up
when you're a name too, Earl. When you're a
Mhm.
name, because you're like, I'm being at least traded to a team that has a shot.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody got no issue with that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So and I also think like, you know, I think the weakest part of of just the Eagles as of right now
Wow.
was their
Yeah.
secondary.
Wow.
Yeah.
We finally have a Cowboys fan saying exactly what it is.
That they got a Jerry problem?
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. And George and I have had this conversation offline plenty of weeks throughout the year, you know. So just for somebody to say that, because that's really what it is.
Yeah, but
We
my
had this
thing is,
conversation the other week that, you know, they have their team together, but there's certain moves that everybody from the outside knows that they can make, and everything changes, and they just don't make them.
I hate to say it
They
like
don't make
this,
them.
but until Jerry is not physically or able to take over this team, like they're gonna continue
I
with
was about
this
to say
fucker.
he
Like,
definitely ain't selling the team.
no,
So.
hell no, he ain't selling it. It's like his child or
Mhm.
To go
somebody
to
gonna
his
take
son,
it.
yeah.
But until he's fit, like they're gonna continue doing this because he needs to know how to fall back. And I just feel like even if they win, I think what's more important for him is just to be in control. And I don't
Yeah.
think he can let that go. Like, I mean, it's kind of like Trump. Like, more than money, I think he likes power. You know what I'm saying? I think same thing with Jay. Like, more than money, I think you just like power. Like, I control this. You
And
know
I
what I'm
need to
saying?
be known that I was the cause of this.
Right. And I also think too, like, that hurts them on getting coaches, you know, and other personnel, because it's like at the end of the day, this ain't really gonna be my team. Like, Jimmy Jones was an outlier. You know what I'm saying? Where he knew Jimmy
But you
Jones
see what
had the
happened there.
Jimmy
personality.
Johnson.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jimmy
Jimmy
Johnson.
Johnson.
Jimmy
We know what he's
Johnson,
talking about.
yeah, Jimmy Johnson was an outlier because he had the personality and too, like he knew, like, yo, I mean, they had wars, you know what I'm saying? They went back and forth plenty of time. But at the end of the day, once he started winning, couldn't say shit. You know what I'm saying?
They know.
Couldn't say shit. So
They know you brought up you know, like the Eagles getting Brown. You know, when they let go of Cooper, I was like, really?
Yeah, I ain't understand that.
that's what we're doing. You know, now Zeke, you know, people could talk about the whole Zeke thing, and he wasn't playing to that contract that they signed him to, which now you know they're just not paying running backs like that anyway. That may be partially the cause, but you need that person that is like that ground and pound, that good blocker, everything else like that, and they don't have that. Pollard is not that. He is not that.
And
so
I actually think Pollard is as good. Pollard actually needed Zeke because I think Pollard was more productive, in my opinion, when Zeke was there.
Yeah. So, so it was a hit last week. So we're gonna bring it back, man. We just talking about the trade deadline. So we're gonna go to that quick tag me in segment. So y'all ready?
Yep.
All right. Who's up first? Tag me in. You got it. You go. Okay, I'll go first. All right.
Go ahead. My bad.
No problem. I was trying to give it to y'all. So we were just talking about the trade deadline. And right now, there has been reports that Washington is trying to move either or both Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Okay. Now, here's the thing. They did not pick up a fifth year option for Chase Young. The moment you decided you weren't going to do that, considering his history as far as injury and everything else, this trade should already have been in the works before the season started. Because now you're looking at getting they're not going to take anything less than a second round pick. But here's the thing: they know he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. So who are you negotiating with? No one, because now you can't even leverage that because they're like, well, y'all not going to keep him anyway. So why would we give you a second when he's probably not going to come back?
True.
This is when I say that some people, they don't know the value of money. They don't know the value of players. They don't know the value of trades. Howie Roseman is up the street and out there GM his ass around you guys. And that's what they're doing in Washington. Jesus Christ. Tag me in. Who's next?
Look, tag me in real quick.
You got it.
Trade deadline coming up. Know the value of some of these players that are out here on squads that ain't doing nothing. DeAndre Hopkins, come on. Nobody's making this phone call. We know he still got hands. He just he's playing for a team that he shouldn't be playing for. This is something that teams like the Bills, if they want to get another receiver out there and stuff like that, you need to go grab DeAndre Hopkins. People like Henry over there in Tennessee also. I mean, hell, just liquidate the whole squad. just let it go. Tag in, Earl.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I also want to throw out there's another there's actually two more receivers that I feel like they need to get up out of there. One, Mike Evans. It pissed me off that
This sounds like a betting
yeah, it
conversation.
is because I lost off over 1 yard, and he had 39 yards, and he didn't get those yards. He had 7 yards the first 3 quarters. He picked the rest of them yards in the fourth quarter. How do you not get your best receiver involved in the game, which I don't understand. But Mike Evans, he needs to go. Like, he needs to get it. They need to trade him and get him out back. And then you also check body language. He don't look like he want to be there. Even when Cat scored, he was the last one over there, like, congratulating everybody. It was like, oh shit, I gotta be happy. High five. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just tell body language. He don't want to be there. The other cat that they need to work on getting up out of there. Damn, I just had him. It was it's another wide receiver. Oh, Devontae Adams. I think I just read something that they were kind of asking, and the funny thing is they've been on a little bit of a win streak, and he's still not happy because he's like, yo, I'm not being able to produce. Y'all not giving me the opportunity to produce, and some of that to me is like, it's kind of Hollywoodish a little bit, but I do understand, you being prolific and things in that nature, you want to get the ball. But I also understand too that a big portion of him coming there is the fact that I got the big portion of him coming there is because he was supposed to be playing with Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? And now the fact that Derek Carr ain't there, like, they sold him wolf tickets, So I think like they just need to do him and everybody a favor, because like he's disgruntled and he's blatant about it. You know what I'm saying? I think they need to do themselves a favor and get him up out of there.
By the way, there's billboards up in Vegas. I think I saw that it says fire Josh McDaniels. Yeah,
they need to fire
from the jump.
Hold on, tag me in. All right, real quick. Since we're talking about coaching, if I hear one more time through one more season anybody talk about Mike Tomlin, you just need to stop what you're doing for a living. Because no one was talking about the Steelers going into this season, and all they do is find a way to win.
All they do is,
and that's what this man does. Yep. So I mean, I saw a conversation. I think who was having it? Bradshaw's getting on my nerves. I don't know if y'all saw
Terry
Bradshaw. Yeah, and he's making these comments about the Pittsburgh coaches, and Tomlin ain't really a coach. He's just a people person, like a player's coach and things like that. Well, whatever type of coach he is, that's what I want. Whatever type of coach
I'll take him in Washington today.
That's what I want. It is so disrespectful that a man that doesn't even know how to lose gets so much slack with when you go to the team, you're like, how is he doing this? And then when you look at the division, you're like, how is he doing this? And there's no excuses. Oh yeah, I could easily answer it. Yeah. But I'm just one of those things. You had to tag me in on that because it is straight disrespectful, and it's a blatant disrespect that they give to this man doing a whole lot more with nothing. So tag in.
And just to kind of like piggyback off of what you were saying, a losing season for him is still above 500. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing this since he got there.
That's annoying.
This is what I hate. But this is what I be telling my kids. I'm like, yo, you gotta be twice as better just to be equal. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if he doesn't get over 500, then I mean, oh my God, like, get him out of there. But let somebody else have 4 or 5 seasons in a row under 500. Okay, it's this. This is the reason. Or it's, you know what, he ain't had a right GM. You know what I'm saying? Or this ain't his quarterback. Like, it's excuses. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that when you have, coaches of color. They don't get that same leeway, and it sucks, yo. Like, the fact that you find a way to win. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, he a Jersey boy, but he Kenny Pickett ain't that guy. You know, I think he's
He
decent.
figures it out.
I think he's decent and he figures it out. But I don't personally think he's because at some point they got to figure out if they're gonna pay this man. I don't think
they better not pull no
that's
Dan Jones.
I don't think that he's that person where he needs to get a lucrative contract. But I mean, you know, that's just me. You know, but they find a way. They find a way. So I agree with you, dude. I agree.
All right, man. Let's talk about let's get into something that it's been disrespectful to say the least. And you know what you guys came here for.
Yeah.
So bad.
Man, you had to sound cranking on it.
Sorry. I didn't realize it was that loud.
Boy, trying to get expensive in-lap. Don't take that out of our budget. Yeah.
Before we start these picks, can I just ask a question?
Yep.
So this is directed to one of our hosts, Mr. Shawn. I just don't understand how you pick, bro. It's just like, and you being a football, you know, aficionado, you know, just
I didn't see those, Jay. Go ahead, though.
I just don't understand how the hell you be picking, bro. I think last week you had a pick and we was like, what? But we was like, you know what? Go ahead, because it's competition. So go ahead.
I'm trying to. I said it before. Like I go in and I overanalyze the situation, and then I watch the game and it'd be like, oh, why? Because it's something that you know. Like case in point, and you go back. We were talking about the Buffalo New England game. Mm-hmm. I actually said, I'm like, this is a bad matchup. And I wouldn't be surprised if New England won this game. That wasn't even hedging my bet. I just saw it the way they've been playing. But I picked Buffalo anyway because I thought Buffalo would outscore them. Nope, that didn't happen. It's weird. And then like the Chicago situation, the Bears have been playing relatively good, and they went in weird. It's a weird. And then we're not even talking about what's happening in freaking Washington and some of these other games. It's just annoying at this point. I don't know. Hell, we all picked Miami, and Philly went in and was like, nah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jay.
So, yeah, pretty much. Let's get into these picks, man. Oh my God. We got the Texans and Panthers.
I'm going Texans.
Yeah, I got Texans on this one.
Yeah, same. But this would be the one game that the freaking Panthers will pull through.
Yeah, I don't think so. This one, the Texans, they got a quarterback. Defense is pretty okay.
I don't think they're trying to pull through, to be honest with you. But go
ahead. Yeah, true. That's a good point too.
All right.
Rams at Cowboys. See, this is one of them games. It's one of those
games. Taking the Cowboys.
They're playing in Dallas. I got the Rams though.
I'm going with the Rams just because Dave got the Cowboys, and I need to pick up. So I'm going with the Rams.
Shawn, you
but
say
my heart, but my heart of hearts,
I got the Rams.
My heart of hearts is the Cowboys, but I'm going with the Rams.
Let's see what they did in the bye week. See if they did anything. They're gonna show up otherwise. Vikings at Packers. I don't know what happened in Green Bay, bro. Man, Jordan Love is Jesus Christ.
I'm going Vikings. Same, Vikings.
I'm going with the Vikings, man.
Hold on, let me get George's picks in here. Panthers, Cowboys. You just go on mute. Oh, the music stopped. Yeah, you on mute.
You on mute, buddy. Say something. You on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Can you hear the music?
No, the music stopped.
No.
I don't know, something like a connection or something dropped off. So like now I think I might go mess with it at this point. I think I'm coming through the thing.
Beepy deep.
Oh, chew that, Eric. Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, I forgot about that. Put that up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I told you that they got the first 2 picks.
Yeah. That's gonna be nasty.
That's potentially.
Wait a minute. Who'd y'all have for the Vikings Packers?
I had the Vikings.
I got the Vikings.
All right.
Shit, that's what's the wide receiver from Ohio State? Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that kid out of Florida State too. Coleman. He prime too.
Yeah, something going on with that connection for the music, but you good.
That's all right.
Let's keep it going.
Knicks.
There you go.
Yeah, it's being weird. I'm not sure what's happening right now.
You good.
Saints at Colts. Yeah, I got the
Saints, man.
I got the Colts this week, man.
See, then this is why you be losing. That's exactly why you be losing. Just
I mean, both of their quarterbacks about the same. So hey,
maybe you know something because they all picking the Colts too. George, who you got if you still on there? You got the Colts. All right.
they should have.
Really, we're not there yet, Jay. Now we're there.
Pats at Dolphins.
I got Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I got Dolphins in this case. Battle of the Jersey teams. Oh, I'm sorry.
Waiting for the other 2 picks.
I'm waiting for Dave's pick.
George. Who am I missing? Missing Gary. All right. I'll just move on to this pick. Still waiting for Gary's pick on Pats and Dolphins. Oh, there he goes.
Look, I'm thinking that same thing, Gary. It's just weird, but the Pats can't. I don't know what's going on, man. That team is mind-boggling.
All right, Jets Giants. I got the Jets.
Word.
And I'll tell you specifically why. If we would have had our whole squad, I don't know about Thomas. I don't know. I know even if Waller plays, has this lingering hamstring injury. And then I don't even think Neal's playing. Like
he didn't play last week. You picked the Commanders last week, right?
Huh?
You picked the Commanders last week, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with the Giants.
Yep.
Because I believe in Tyrod.
I feel you. I believe in him more than Jones.
Yeah, me too. And Saquon is back, so we always have a chance. Shawn,
hey, this one over. He's not muted. The music just goes up.
Yeah, I think this multi-port adapter is going bad.
Nah, you got to pay for whoever made that beat. Next.
Oh. That's actually a stock sound. I got the Giants this week though.
Giants.
I got the Giants. I think the linebacker is gonna give old boy hell this week.
Yeah.
Turnovers. I see turnovers for this game.
I believe in the Jets defense.
I appreciate you believing in us, George. That's 2 weeks in a row. I appreciate that.
Meanwhile, the man with the Giants hat said nope.
You damn right. Gotta get my numbers up.
So this is business, not personal.
That is correct.
Jaguars at Steelers. I got Steelers. I got the Steelers this week.
I got the Jags.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
All right.
They're playing at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to walk Dave down.
Yep, you're right.
Mhm.
You get it. Like we doing something right. We getting people that come in and watch the show. So all that marketing is doing us some good. I'll see the numbers after the fact and see where they came from. This be the
I
week
just gave
Mike...
all that praise to Tomlin and I picked Jay.
The Jags just be looking good sometimes, and then sometimes you be like, this ain't it.
Oh,
And this
Gary
might be
now.
one of them. Yeah.
Gary
This might
now.
be that week.
Shit, I want to bring him to the front of the congregation for the Lions, but I'll leave that alone.
Oh man, yeah, that was
Maybe he
rough.
played.
Falcons at Titans.
Man, both of these fucking
Falcons.
teams.
Yo,
Falcons.
put Taylor Heineke in at this point because Desmond.
Oh, that's where he went.
Yeah, he's in Atlanta. He's the backup.
He's been sitting there. I don't know how.
So why he ain't playing?
Because they ain't playing him, bro. I don't know why, man. Because they got that.
Bro, I hate how they using Robinson, bro.
Put that up there
that pisses me
for the people that know what that comment means.
Yep.
Hey, we gotta speak offline about Loki also.
We absolutely will. I think if Taylor Heineke had been playing this season, I think the Falcons probably have one, if not two, less losses. I know they have at least one less loss, and that's the one against the Commanders. So
who y'all pick?
Yeah, I got Falcons, man. I got the Falcons.
Yeah. Falcons.
And I need Arthur Smith's porn stash wearing ass to get it together. His decisions, his coaching ain't it.
Oh man,
so, you out of pocket, bro.
Okay.
Gary, where's that pick at?
Eagles at Commanders.
Oh, I want to hear what you gonna say. Yeah, I damn sure got the Eagles by 10.
I hope. I want this game to go. I want this game to go one way. I don't want to see no close game because that'd be giving people hope. I need Philly to beat the hell out of the Commanders so they can fire them mid-season. Because
they ain't gonna fire them.
They're not.
No,
they're not.
Just to put out there, for that Falcons-Titans game, all of us got the Falcons, but our listeners got the Titans. So maybe we'll see.
We got to see.
That's why they listen to us. We're the show hosts. That's why they listen to us.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the deal last week.
It wasn't at all.
Well, they shit wasn't good either because they had they was under 500.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that could talk shit from last week.
I just want them to put them just put them out of their misery, man. Like I don't look toward nothing else happening.
But you know what, Shawn?
Who you picking, Shawn?
He said the Eagles.
I'm picking Eagles.
But you know what? The crazy thing is, this is usually a competitive game.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because even the last one, that was a good game.
I think that was the last one. But I think now if you look at John Allen's quote, that ain't just frustration. I think at this point, players are starting to tune out what's happening because they tired of the same shit over and over and over again. They don't once you stop believing in the coaches, because it's glaring the need that Washington had, and it finally came due, like all those bills that they let stay in the back during the pandemic. There's no offensive line in Washington, and the defense ain't very good either.
And I told you, this Eric Bieniemy. I told you.
It's a lot happening here. Browns at Seahawks, man.
I'm taking the Browns. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns.
I feel like this is a pick'em game.
It is.
I got the Seahawks.
Okay.
I got the Seahawks this week. I think it'll be a close game, but I think.
I got this. I got the Seahawks.
Seahawks. Let's see. Seahawks is a close one. George, who you got on there? I don't know. Maybe that connection wasn't working for him.
Don't think so. But I will say
Let me
this.
pick up on these.
I will say this going back. Who was the the Commanders and the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of goes back to my point about Eric Bieniemy.
Mm-hmm.
Where remember we had this conversation at the beginning of the season. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And this is exactly the reason.
Because
I said,
because the stock is down there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Heavily.
I was like, you're going
You
to
did.
an organization who they're in the middle of transitioning ownership, you know, and then you're gonna be under like Ron, like he's not a good coach. You know, if anything, you should have been trying to go for a head coaching position, but you just went from one offensive coordinator position to another offense, and they just tweaked your title just a little bit, you know.
Right.
And not to mention, you didn't have an established quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like I said, I don't know, and you black. Like, why would you why would you roll that dice? Like, why would you roll that
on top of it?
Yeah, like it's like sometimes it's like that wasn't a risk that I'm like he should have took. Like that was just something that I just felt like he ain't back.
And you're not back.
That was just something that I felt like he took the wrong gamble, and that wasn't even a good gamble. If you do something like that, if you're going to get the head coaching position.
I agree, but now you also see, and we said last week, you also see why Reed was over there trying to stick up for him so much, because I guess that scouting report was already out on him, and
he knew
we were all sticking up for him. But when you see your coach sticking up that well for you to be gone, to have that opportunity to be gone, and you see they didn't skip a beat, besides the fact of not having the personnel, but besides that, they getting it done. So,
I mean, real talk. He might want to just stay where it's comfortable and just going back.
But I told you that because I don't know if the ownership is going to keep him anyway. He's probably messed up the whole fact of him getting. So if you're going to go somewhere, especially if they're just going to give you a coordinator position, you're probably going to have to go back home, which I think they will open.
They accept with open
arms.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You good over there, buddy?
Oh yeah, Matt. Look, it's like
Look, you might as well just talk like that. We only got a couple more picks.
He got that dial up.
No, the power supply went out. That's what happened.
Oh shoot.
Ravens and Cardinals, man.
All right.
Shit.
I'm going Ravens.
Definitely got Ravens. Got Ravens.
We was bad mouthing the Commanders and Eric Bieniemy while you was off.
Damn, Robert. That's fine. I said, look.
Who y'all got out there?
You said the Ravens.
No. I'm talking about people listening.
Oh.
Gary, Jay, George. Let's see. Jay got the Ravens. All right. Oh, that's Well, actually, no, he's not playing this week. But isn't old boy back now, Kyler Murray?
Nah, not yet. I mean,
I think he's off that list though.
Yeah,
so I think he's
on that 21-day thing or whatever that.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. George,
we had a lot of games this week, man. We got a lot of games this week. It's 15 games.
That's because last week we didn't have that. Yeah. I think we only had 13 last week.
Yeah, there's a lot of buys last week.
Chiefs at Broncos.
Okay. Do we even got to pick this?
Hey, this be that one, but I'm taking Chiefs.
Yeah, I got Chiefs. You might see Sean Payton throw his headset and everything on the sideline after this game.
Shit, he might quit.
Listen, when you come in talking the way he did, though, it's one of those things that
right. Yeah. It's. I don't know what he thought he was gonna get out of this, but okay, that's fine.
He thought he could turn Russell Wilson into Drew Brees, and he thought he had that whole surrounding cast around him, and. Not to just put it on Russ, like that team is just Jerry Judy's more worried about Steve Smith than playing on the field. Like, I don't get it.
He's just a jack.
If there's one person you do not want to mess with, this should have been a tag me in joint. It's Steve Smith. Yes. He don't just talk his talk on the sideline. He talked it while he was in the game. And if you don't know, go check my movies. That's what he said to you. Haven't you seen my movies?
I was mad when he was on the McAfee show talking about he was answering this. He said he responded like a light-skinned person. Yeah, I was crying.
Yeah.
He was going in on the McAfee show. Gary was definitely put that out there. He was going in.
Yeah, he
on that
was.
show.
Bengals at 49ers, man. 49ers.
I got 49ers. That's gonna be Purdy's not playing this one. It's gonna be what's his name, right? Sam
Darnold. They said that Brock Purdy cleared.
Nah, he's playing. Brock Purdy's playing.
Is he?
Yeah.
So
he cleared concussion.
Now, they got to make a decision. So
all right. I'm gonna pick the 49ers.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
That's a good pick. I was in between. That would have been the one that you should have went on.
Yeah. At this point, I have to because I got. It don't make no. It don't make me. Don't do me no good to pick the same people that you got within reason.
it looks like it, Jason. But that's what they're saying. He cleared protocol, but we'll see. We're gonna see. Bears at Chargers Sunday night game. Does anybody really want to watch this game?
Nope.
See, when are we gonna get to the flex part of the joint where they're just like they should have did that joint in the beginning with the Giants because that was bad as hell.
They should have. Like this is God. But watch this be like a thrilling game. Like this might be like an exciting game, maybe. I got the Bears in this game though.
Right. Okay, Chargers. This was the fuck.
Oh, that let you know.
Yeah, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
You can't win unless you take a chance. No,
you're right.
And that's another coach that probably won't last the season. So let's keep it going.
Oh, Gary got the Bears with you.
My God, Gary already started after last season. I mean, last week. Ass whoopings do that to you. I get it.
Well, let's jump right into it. That game, that's the Monday night game. Lions at Raiders. Or Raiders at Lions, rather.
Go with the Lions. They're going to redeem
themselves.
themselves.
I feel like the Lions going to have to get some get back on this.
Yeah, they're going to redeem.
They may beat the brakes off.
Yeah.
They at home, too. So,
and it's on prime time?
Yeah. They about to make an example.
Yeah, they're going to show out. Aiden Hudson may have several sacks tonight.
Hutch.
You guys say go ahead and take that. Go ahead and take the Raiders there with that talk, man. They just got blitzed. Yeah. Then we got our week 9 Thursday night game. Titans at Steelers. Short week for Pittsburgh, but I think that won't matter. I got Pittsburgh in that game.
Yeah, I got Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
They're gonna be live in there, Gary, for sure. They're gonna be live in Ford Field.
I'll hit up George for his last couple picks. All right.
That's our pick. That's our picks, man. That is our picks this week. Hope you guys enjoyed all the technical stuff today, from the power dying at the beginning. But I hope it looked nice though.
Good to go. Good to go.
I don't know. I gotta look in that. We'll look into that aspect. So of course, man. And if you guys are up early in the morning, tomorrow at 6 a.m., I will be returning on Exactly Radio, 6 a.m. Monday. So, I'll be doing some sports recap, not just football, but, of course, it's NBA time, baseball time, stuff like that. Monday morning motivations, a little bit of music, everything else in between, 6 a.m. Just bring the coffee, stay for the conversation. That's what we do. Jason got the 49ers. Okay. That was a late pick.
Of course. Okay. Nah, he got the Dolphins for everything.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, man. You guys enjoy your football Sunday, gentlemen. Get back. Well, I guess Dave in this case, get back safely.
Yeah. About to leave out.
Where you at?
Hershey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
You didn't see my designer shades behind me?
Yeah, I do.